You board a flight, everything feels normal, the pilot greets you with a smile, but what you don't realize is that the co-pilot seat is empty. Not physically, but digitally. The second in command isn't a human being. It's artificial intelligence. No heart, no instincts, just lines of code. Now ask yourself, if something goes wrong at 38,000 feet, do you really want a machine making life or death decisions? Because that future, it's not decades away. It's knocking on the cockpit door right now. And pilots around the world, they're sounding the alarm. Let's start with the big picture. Airlines have a problem. Costs are rising, pilot shortages are growing, and flight demand is hitting all-time highs. AI looks like a perfect solution. It doesn't sleep, doesn't unionize, doesn't need a paycheck. It can react in milliseconds, process massive amounts of data, and theoretically reduce human error. Sounds like a win, right? Boeing, Airbus, and even the US military are investing heavily in autonomous flight systems. Their goal? Single pilot cockpits where the human flies and the AI backs them up. And eventually, maybe even fully pilotless commercial planes. The logic seems flawless. Fewer pilots, lower costs, higher efficiency. But here's the twist. Many pilots and safety experts say this isn't innovation. It's risking disaster in the name of efficiency. Why? Because flying isn't just about moving a plane from one place to another. It's about making quick, often unpredictable decisions based on complex data and human judgment. Can AI truly handle that? That's where the concern begins. Here's what pilots are saying. Yes, AI can help, but replacing a trained co-pilot with a machine, that's a dangerous gamble. Why? Because no matter how good the code is, AI doesn't understand context like a human does. It doesn't feel turbulence. It doesn't hear the tone of an air traffic controller's voice. It doesn't notice when a system sounds off, even if no alarm has triggered. And when things go wrong, like an engine failure, sudden decompression, or a bird strike, you want two humans working the problem, not one human and one algorithm. Think of the cockpit as a team sport. Pilots double-check each other, challenge decisions, split complex tasks under pressure. Remove one, you don't just lose a body, you lose a brain, a backup, a safety net. That human backup is vital. This isn't just fear of the unknown. History backs pilots up. Let's rewind to 2009. Air France Flight 447. The autopilot disengaged due to faulty airspeed sensors. The pilots were confused. The aircraft stalled. And tragically, all 228 people on board died. Investigators found that the crew didn't fully understand the automation systems and weren't ready to take over manually. They relied too heavily on the automation and didn't know when to override it. Then there's the Boeing 737 MAX. 2 crashes, 346 lives lost. Why? Because an automated system called MCAS pushed the plane's nose down despite pilot input. In both cases, automation played a major role, and when it failed, the humans weren't in a position to catch it fast enough. These events illustrate the risks of overly trusting technology. When automation fails, the consequences can be disastrous. Now imagine if one of those pilots had been an AI. What happens when an AI faces an unexpected situation with no human backup? Let's be honest, AI is smart, but it's not aware. It can analyze data, follow rules, and even simulate decision-making. But it doesn't understand consequences the way humans do. It doesn't know fear, or stakes, or responsibility. In emergencies, humans rely on intuition, instinct, and creativity, skills that are hard to define, let alone code. Take Sully's Miracle on the Hudson. 2 engines failed after a bird strike. The data said, return to the airport. But Captain Sullenberger trusted his gut and landed in the river. Every soul on board survived. An AI might have stuck to protocol and crashed. That's the difference. AI doesn't have gut feelings. It doesn't experience the high-pressure environment of a human in a crisis. It calculates, but does it truly decide? Another concern, training. Co-pilots aren't just assistants. They're learning, gaining hours, preparing to be captains. Replacing them with AI could stifle the training system for future pilots. A co-pilot, especially a junior one, plays an important role in building experience in the cockpit. They observe, they learn, they eventually take the lead. AI, however, isn't going to build experience in the same way. It's not evolving. It's programmed to follow specific commands without learning from the situations it faces. Plus, there's the public trust factor. Would you feel safe boarding a plane knowing there's only one human pilot and no one to double-check their decisions? Studies show that most passengers still prefer human crews. AI may be impressive, but trust? That's earned. Even seasoned pilots rely on crew resource management. The back and forth between team members, it prevents mistakes, confirms commands, and ensures clear communication. AI can assist, but it can't replace human chemistry. Now, let's talk about something even more complicated, accountability. If a plane crashes with an AI co-pilot, who's responsible? The programmer, the airline, the solo human pilot who wasn't in control? Right now, aviation law centers on human judgment and responsibility. AI throws a wrench in that entire system. If an AI makes a mistake, who's liable for the consequences? Adding AI isn't just a tech upgrade, it's a legal, ethical, and safety maze we're just beginning to understand. Imagine a situation where an AI co-pilot malfunctions and the pilot isn't able to take control in time. Who will be held accountable for that? So, should we ditch AI? No, most pilots actually support using AI as a tool, not a replacement. AI can assist with decision-making, catch errors, and reduce workload. It's amazing for diagnostics, routing, and communication. The future isn't AI versus pilots, it's AI with pilots. The skies are changing. Technology is evolving fast, but when it comes to human lives, faster isn't always better. Pilots aren't resisting AI because they fear change. They're pushing back because they know what's at stake when something goes wrong. What do you think? Would you fly with only one human pilot and an AI co-pilot? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If this video gave you something to think about, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss our next dive into the future of flight, tech, and human innovation.